We need to start waking up and talking about it, because if we don't wake up and talk about it, we will lose more individuals. There's this crisis, and we need to support all communities.
We lost a lot of young people to this crisis. I've been to many funerals I can't even count.
That is the reality, and we have to fight back to save our children.
It's a pen, makeshift into a pipe, common way to smoke fentanyl.
No one wanted to help me out because no one understood addiction. My name is Bella Mohamud, a person in long-term recovery. I was born in Somalia, but 3 hours later I was in Kenya, and I lived in the slums in Kenya. So compared to here and there, it was like living in a movie. But when I came here, I had went to the 12th grade. I was already using substances when I moved to Minnesota. I wanted to escape the neglection, the abuse that I had went through. So that's how drugs came and played in my life, something I never addressed. I used over-the-counter opiates, Percocet, Oxycontin. My family was like really not fortunate to know anything about, chemical health assessments and free health insurance. We really didn't know nothing about that. So there wasn't really anything they could do. I had to really get into the system, in the correction system in order for me to get the help that I needed.
Do you find that sometimes a lot of the Somali folks that you talk to here, their drugs are included in it, are part of the reason they came to jail?
100%.
Really?
100%. I'm confident in saying that. It's either mental health or drug addiction. My name is Yusuf Shafi. I'm with Alliance Wellness Center. I am the CEO and the treatment director. We've been around for about 10 years. We predominantly work with the East African community. Alliance is the first, I want to say the first or the second Somali treatment, East African specific Muslim program that is catered to serving people that are struggling with addiction and mental health problems. 2020, 2021, after COVID, 2022, 2023, we have seen an uptick of people that are using specifically the M boxes or the Fetties or blues, they call them. I've seen a lot of people in our community, almost 95% of our clients right now use opioids. And drugs are easily accessible nowadays, so the need is increasing because almost when we were young, people used to smoke pot, like that was a big deal. Now when people are 16, 15, 14, they're trying fentanyl.
I encountered fentanyl, I would say, in 2020. It was really accessible because now it's just like K2 is in the neighborhood, right? I was actually on the light rail, and I was found, and an individual Narcaned me in St. Paul. I was fortunate for an individual to have Narcan. I wanted better for myself. So it was in my jail cell, to be honest, because I saw myself and how my face looked. I couldn't recognize the person in the mirror. Being out of population and just knowing that, I've harmed some people. I was hurt, I was crying, I felt old feelings. It was my rock bottom because it was the first time that I actually felt bad for hurting people. I felt disgusted with myself.
Probably we receive phone calls every day. The young ones are dying, and community members might not know why they die because of lack of knowledge about these drugs. So in order to tackle this, what we do is we create workshops. So we have been doing something, prevention, intervention, and education to invite the community and give them a PowerPoint to talk about the type of the drugs and how to understand if somebody are using that drugs, what to watch and what to see and what to report. Because sometimes in some culture it's a taboo, especially young people, when they lose their loved ones, they might not talk about the issue or the reason that individual died. So it needs education.
There's a lot of shame that's associated with deaths as well. We have families that are saying so-and-so died because of a heart attack. And I'm not saying a 19-year-old can have a heart attack or they died in their sleep. you know. So there's a lot of shame that's associated with people losing their loved ones, and I get it. It's definitely not an easy thing.
We need to bury stigma. We need to start waking up. This is happening to our communities. It is happening to me. I am a grandmother. I am an auntie. I am a sister. I am a daughter.
Community members right now, when it comes to faith groups, especially imams and mothers and people who are themselves go through this problem and recover, are educating the community together.
This is for our community is new. I meet with everybody. Yeah, they have some issues, really. No doubt about that. And I can, because for the confidential, I can ask them why, because it's not my role that. My role is to help them, whatever they brought him to the jail. He don't go back when he get out from here to do good things, change his life. And that's what I'm focusing. But I know the thing is some addicted things, all this involved. All the mosques now, they're talking about that. All the community, they're talking about that. Now it's really, we are trying our best to educate our community all this crisis.
We have imam leaders that talk about, you know, this is a disease, this is a brain disease, and not to stigmatize people about these issues.
Always the parents, they don't want to hear something bad for their children. But now this is a reality. And now we're facing this reality. And we're telling them this is not easy. He can take away his life.
Like 2020, 2019, people didn't know much about these things and about opioids, and it was new to them and they didn't understand it. So for a lot of them, it was just like another drug, but fentanyl, man, that thing is a beast, you know. So, and I think now people are finally realizing it, and unfortunately we have lost a lot of people, a lot of young people, specifically men and women, you know.
This issue is every day. This crisis going a lot. And now we have to do, it's not week or monthly, every day. Anytime we meet, anytime, we have to talk about this. Either two or group, or every community events, we talk about this.
My organization is called New Minnesota Purpose of Freedom, and the purpose stands for what we need as an East African community to help our community out. Minnesota is the state we live in, and addiction is what we need to overcome.
Bella is a perfect example of someone who is very resilient, someone who's well respected in the community, someone who's been through a lot, and now being in the front lines and sharing her story with other people so she can serve and help more girls. I mean, I send her a lot of families that call me, or girls that are struggling, that are in the streets, or maybe they're not ready to get help yet, but Bella is always there for them, answering the call, helping them out, being there for them, being a resource for them, giving them the opportunity to get help when they're ready.
Really, this is a real crisis. We need to come together to focus the issue, always.